welcome to another episode of that Worship Guitar Show, brought to you by worshipguitarskills.com with me, Charles Katsia, and the WGS team. You'll discover how to go from a frustrated to fluent worship guitarist without having to practice for hours on end or even spend thousands of dollars on new gear. We'll help you unleash your true potential so you can make the most of the gifts and talents you've been entrusted with, and finally grow into the amazing worship guitar player you've been destined to become. Welcome, and let's get started. Welcome, guys. Great to be back again with you for another live stream. Last week, Friday, we announced that we are going to be alternating the times. 1 week we'll do it at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard for our American friends, which is 4 p.m. our time. Well, actually, it might be 10 a.m. Americans Eastern Standard because of the time changes. But then we know that's always super late for our Australian friends and for some of our European friends who might still be at work. So we are actually doing this at a different time just to try and alternate and give folks all around the world a chance to join us live. So this will be the new time for every second Friday. We'll send out notifications around that. So 11 a.m. South African time, which I believe is something like 11 plus 8 is, I think it's 7 p.m., 7 or 8 p.m. in Australia. And then obviously the following week we'll do it in South African time as well. So that's the reason for the time change. Hopefully folks get used to that and get settled into that so that we can give everyone a chance to join. And then welcome to Adamir. Unfortunately, I can't read Portuguese, but it looks like he's saying hello. He's from Brazil, and he's great to join us on the channel. Something along those lines. So welcome, Adamir Demata. Great to see you. We normally got folks from all over the show joining us, and folks are just getting used to the new time. I think what we're going to do, let me do a quick sound check and a camera check. If we do a close-up on this one, let me just get the microphone out the way there, and we might just do a quick little tweak there so we get a nice view on the guitar. All right, perfect. So we're going to do a quick sound check, a quick tune, and then let me know in the comments what the sound is like for you. And then afterwards, we've got a special announcement to make for something exciting that's kicking off on Monday, and I'm looking forward to telling you guys all about that. And we've got someone from New Orleans tuning in from 4 a.m. So, Richard, next week the stream will be more appropriate time for you. But welcome. Hopefully it's a great start to your day. We're going to do a quick sound check here with a track and a guitar. And then let me know what that sounds like for you. And I'll talk you through everything else after that. So hopefully we got the levels all right there for everyone joining us live. Feel free to let us know if the guitar is a bit soft, if the track is a bit soft, anything that needs to happen. Jacobus is giving me the thumbs up, listening from the other room, so saying that sounds great. And we've got Charles joining us from Sydney. Charles is one of our Academy members. Great to see you. And Mark as well. Mark is another tuning in early from Trinidad and Tobago at 5 a.m. Nice and early start. And then we've got Kat saying, watching from Australia, thanks for posting it this time. Awesome. Yeah, we are sorry that we haven't thought about that before. We normally do this on Fridays with our WGS Academy members when we have live coaching calls and they all join on Zoom. 1 week we favor America, another week Australia, so we can kind of get the timings in like that. Well, wonderful. Today, as always, if you guys have any burning questions, anything in and around worship guitar, feel free to ask. and we'll definitely go ahead and help you with any of those things. And then we're going to get started right now with some of the announcements that we've got. But if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer those as always. And we've got Moses tuning in from India as well. Welcome, Moses. Great to see you. I think, it's probably a little bit of a better time for our friends in India as well. Awesome. Well, this coming Monday, which is Monday the 20th, in a couple of days from today, we are kicking off a brand new Worship Guitar Breakthrough Challenge. Now, if any of you might have known us about 5 years ago, maybe even 6 years ago, we introduced a 7-day Worship Guitar Challenge, and basically taken people through 7 days of full immersion just to kind of give them opportunity to check out a bunch of different things, giving them backing tracks, transcriptions, all those kind of things to help them improve their playing. And we've had thousands of people that have gone through that challenge that we launched back in the day. And since then, we've done so much more in terms of like new curriculum, new ideas, new tools and techniques as it relates to teaching worship guitar. So we thought it's about time that we do an updated version of the challenge, and that is what we are going to be kicking off on Monday. Now, for the previous challenge, you know what? The thing is, the information is only going to be useful to you if you put it to use, right? It doesn't help if I give you a bunch of info, but if it's not in a way that you're going to apply it, it's not going to change your playing. Now, in order for us to try and get people to consume that challenge, we made it in such a way that every lesson is available for 24 hours from the time that you click on it, right? So if you click on the link, the timer starts and you've got 24 hours to go through the training. And that worked pretty well in the fact of just to add some urgency to get people to consume the content. But we know that, life 5, 6 years ago looked very different than what it is today. It seems that time is our most precious commodity, even more than ever these days. So not everyone has the ability to right then and then jump into the content and then kind of lose access to it afterwards. So what we've done is we've actually gone ahead and put the whole challenge inside of our Members Academy. In fact, we're going to be doing it live starting on Monday, but then you'll have lifetime access to all 7 days. And today I want to run you through what that's going to look like, to kind of show you what we're going to be doing in the challenge. And the main reason for this is, you know what, YouTube is filled with lessons. And even on our channel, we've got literally hundreds of videos and millions of views and lots of live streams where we go deep like this one. But there's only so much that we can cover in these fragmented sessions. That's why people that join our Worship Guitar Skills Academy, that they renew year after year, because they love the fact that we are able to go deep and we have this full immersion that we can do. So that's what I would love to give you access to, that 7 days of me teaching along with you, just so that we can increase the signal to noise ratio and kind of give you an approach to have some focused learning. So I'm going to quickly show you a couple of things. If you want to join the challenge, we decided to we want to make it accessible for everybody. So the challenge is going to be $7 for the 7 days, and then for that you're getting 7 days of full training, each lesson about 30 to 45 minutes of teaching a day. There's backing tracks to be downloaded, there's transcriptions and PDFs and everything as it relates to really help you to make some deep progress. And the reason that we're pricing is so low at just $7 is really just to cover the costs of the team to transcribe the things, to make the tracks, some hosting costs, and just basically handling some of the hard costs that we have for delivering this. And I've said this many times before in the streams, if somebody out there, maybe you're in a country with a different currency, or maybe there's an extenuating circumstances or whatever, if you definitely do not have the $7 to invest, that is no problem. You can just shoot us an email at support@worshipguitarskills.com, and we've got a bunch of sponsored seats that we, including ourselves as well as some friends, go ahead and sponsor. So if the funds is an issue for you, the $7, just let us know, and then we can give you one of the sponsored tickets to the 7-day challenge. Now, that is the URL that you can get to. We also put it for you in the description. And what I'm going to quickly do is just kind of quickly take you through the pages of the challenge and the content. But just so you can kind of see what exactly we're going to be doing and how this is different from the previous challenge that we ran before. So bear with me as I go ahead and just quickly make a change over here. All right, so you should be able to see the Virtual Guitar Breakthrough Challenge. What I'm going to do real quick is just run you through this. On day one, we are going to be focusing on what we call our dyad voicings. So just 1 second, looks like something is not quite going the way it should. There we go. So on day one, we're going to be doing dyad voicings, and that's pretty much what I played a moment ago, where you can just take something along the lines of G like this. And that's something that we've taught so much to our students, and you are able to really play this in any key and in any position on the guitar. So I can take any track and any position, any progression. That's actually something else I could add in there. And just by playing these voicings, you are able to do that. So for example, if we take an E major key, and I'm going to take E like this, and I can play any E just with these, with those three voicings. And what I'll quickly do is I'll just, on the top of my head, I'll grab a track over here, a 1-4-6-5 in the key of D, and I'm just going to show you how flexible they are just to use these 4-2 voicings to play this in any progression. Recently on the channel, if you've seen that, we posted some playthroughs of Cornerstone, What a Beautiful Name, All Hail King Jesus, and Holy Forever. All of those are on the YouTube channel, but for the most part, I just use these 2-note voicings. So let me quickly show you what's possible when you learn these.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
So as you can see, for that whole progression, I literally just used those few 2-note chord voicings. And when you learn to do that, it doesn't matter whether you play a 1-4-6-5 in D or a 5-2-4-1 in E. You know, you can easily move anywhere on the guitar, any progression, anywhere on the neck, and in any key. That is a gift that keeps on giving, and that's kind of the thing that the students love in the academy, so that no matter what you're playing, you can just whip up a song and you can go ahead and play any key, any progression, anywhere in the guitar neck. So that's the first thing that we'll be doing all on day one. Then on day two is all going to be about picking patterns. Now, I'll move back a little bit so we can see. I use a combination of either hybrid picking, which is... see, if I lift up my guitar like that, I'm using my pick and my finger. And when I do that, then you can kind of get this piano approach on your guitar. And you get so much more depth and dimension out of your chord voicing. So we're going to show you all these hybrid picking tricks that I'm using, as well as alternate picking. And I might go ahead and let's grab another track. And as you can see, we're talking picking patterns, and we're also talking hybrid picking and alternate picking in terms of techniques. So if I'm going to grab a track there, let's go 1-6-4-5. I'm just looking at my Roadcaster there. I don't know what it's going to sound like or the tempo or anything. But in G, it's going to be 1, 6, 4, and 5. So it's going to be G, E minor, C, D. And let's have a listen how I can use different picking patterns. Those same voicings that you learn in day one, we're now going to add in different picking patterns, and I'm using different techniques to kind of come up with a few different sounds over here. And if you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comment box.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go. So you can just see there's different flavors that you can unlock. At one point I played at other times I changed my voicing and I played picking more like this. And then so when you have some different picking patterns, or if you were to do that same thing with open triads, or maybe you grab all of the notes together with an ambient tone like this, which is how I'm using a hybrid picking with different picking patterns. So what we've got in our academy, we've got what we call sound slice videos. Those things will also go ahead and help you to play patterns, because if you know how to play any key, any progression, anywhere in a guitar neck, you've got your chords sorted. But then once you've got the chords sorted, you want to get some rhythms that's going to sound nice for the song. So we're going to give you different picking patterns. So you just grab your chord shapes, which is just those 3 shapes I mentioned, and you grab a pattern, and then you are off to the races. And we see that Simon just said he's just made the purchase, including the additional backing tracks. Wonderful, Simon. So looking forward to seeing you as we start on Monday, and you're more than welcome. So that's just day 2. So now we've done voicings, we've done picking patterns and picking techniques, and then on day 3, we're going to check out strumming. Now, strumming is very important because that is the, and string muting, of course, as well. So if you're going to be playing, I'll do another track. Let me just do a quick tune in here. Got new strings on here, and we got the aircon blasting, so it's a double whammy for the tuning. So I just want to make sure that that is all good. When you learn to strum properly, then when the time comes for you to really dig into the strings with proper string muting, then you can go ahead and really dig in deep. And what Charles is here saying, that the sound slice is amazing. The videos with music, and you can loop them too, you can slow them down. So yes, definitely. So it's like moving tab, and I'll show you guys a version of that shortly. But so with strumming, now I'm going to take a different progression. Let's do 5, 2, 4, 1 in E. So this is E, so it's 5. And then 2, B, F sharp, A, and E. So it's a Revelation song. And if I'm going to be strumming on that, let's see what we can do.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Actually, we need something that's a little bit more up-tempo. So let's do that.
Intro,
This one,
2,
yeah.
3, 4.
Wrong button there. Let's go again. Right, so you can see I can strum with reckless abandon there, but because my string muting is intact, whether I play 2 notes at a time, you're only going to hear the 2 notes I want you to hear, or if I use those 4/2 voicings, so just between day 1, 2, and 3, you're going to get the voicings in order to play any progression, any key, anywhere on the guitar. You're going to get picking patterns for when you want to do the... then you're going to get the strumming patterns. Along with the techniques that you need for picking and strumming as well. So that means if it's a slow song, if it's a fast song, doesn't really matter. As long as you have your voicings, some picking patterns and some strumming patterns, then you're going to be off to the races to play most songs with minimal prep as well, because you don't have to learn chords that are complicated to play, or you don't have to learn techniques that are difficult. You'd be able to just dive into all of these things using what I've just shown you. And then, of course, on day 4, we want to keep taking it a bit further. And then we're going to do this, what's known as making your chords sing. Now, I use a little bit of that already, where I'm blending chords and melody. Because if most people, when they play, they either play lead or they play rhythm. But you can actually combine the two. So I'm going to do that same thing on a track again. The first time I'm going to play rhythm. The second time I'm going to play lead. And then the third time, I'm going to combine them. Let's check this out. Alright, so it's just a 1/4 progression. C major. So now I'm going to play rhythm only. With picking, right? Maybe a bit of strumming. Or I'm going to play lead only. Or I can combine both. So see, when you can combine both chords and rhythms together, you can come up with some cool stuff. You can even play well-known melodies like right, so that's the culmination of now day 4. You are able to play chords in any key, any progression, anywhere in a guitar neck. Picking patterns that sound awesome, strumming patterns that sound great, together with the techniques for both picking and strumming. And then on day 4, we're learning how to make the chords sing. So, for example, there's another song, Our God Reigns, for example. See, then you can start playing the melodies, but you're playing chords. So combining those two things together really works well in worship, because you're kind of singing on the guitar. And the thing with worship music, it's congregational. We want the congregation to engage in the lyrics, which is based on sound theology. People are literally singing the word of God. They are ministering to the Lord. They are worshiping. So it's a corporate thing that we want to invite people to join. And if we play things on the guitar or even in the band that is hard to sing along to, then it's hard for the congregation to actually engage. Then what happens is you end up having more passive spectators as opposed to people who actually engage in worship. But if you can learn to do things on your guitar that's reminiscent of the human voice, of singing, that's going to draw people into that experience. So that is why we make that a priority as well. And then on day 5, talking about, let's go back one on day 5, talking about lead guitar, just to give you some techniques as it relates to what you can do to kind of make your guitar sing a little bit. And that'll be working on things like your slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, and of course a vibrato and string bending as well. These are some lead guitar techniques. What I'll do now is I'll play a slightly different progression, which is going to be 1-2, and I'll just use some of these lead guitar techniques. Now you're going to see I'm going to use picking patterns, and with alternate picking, I'm going to use my string muting. I'm going to use notes from the voicings we've learned on day 1, and then I'm going to use these articulation techniques from day 5. And then just look at how I can come up with some melodic vocal-like lines over a simple progression. So, hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, vibrato, volume swells. We just published a video on Tuesday that's all about more emotive playing. So if you want to check out any more of that, you're welcome to do that. And then on day 6, we are going to be looking at the tone toolkit. Just what does it actually take in order to get a sound together that's reminiscent of what I've got here. That works really well in worship, a tone that inspires you and that draws the congregation in as well. And then on day 7, we are going to be working on putting together a perfect practice session in terms of like what does a practice session look like when you put all of these elements together. So that's kind of a high level overview of what we're going to be doing in the challenge. So day 1, getting the chords down, any key, any progression, anywhere on the guitar neck, using nothing but 3 shapes. Pretty revolutionary. Day 2, picking patterns that sound great together with alternate picking and hybrid picking. So you got the techniques down. Day 3, strumming together with string muting. Day 4, making your chords sing, adding that melodic touch while you play rhythm. Day 5, playing lead lines that invite the congregation to sing along with you. Day 6 is tone. Day 7 is practice session. So it's a detailed time that we're going to be having together. And then what's going to happen when you join the challenge, you're going to get access to our Worship Guitar Skills Academy. So I'm going to give you a quick example of another challenge that we've got live on the website, just so you can go and kind of see what it's going to look like for when you get access to these things. So it's going to look something like this. It's going to be a different name, but as soon as you log in, you're going to get a welcome, and then instead of the weeks, it's going to have 7 days. So when you click on any of the days as we release them, you're going to see there's going to be a video waiting for you in the platform, together with some text in and around that. And what some of the guys have mentioned is the let's just see, the song drills, and we also spoke about the sound slice video. So we've got a bunch of drills that you can play along to, and then I can show you, for example, here's a sound slice performance of a song called What a Beautiful Name. And then what we've got here is, and let's just see if this is going to keep working if I do it like this. Yes, so I've just gone full screen on the website. So I've got my video on the right, which I can go and make the video nice and big. And then I've got all my tabs over here. And if I wanted to find a different section, so let's just see, do we want to do the chorus for What a Beautiful Name, which is going to be a combination of the chords and picking patterns I've shown you. But let's have a listen to this real quick. So there's all the tabs. You can zoom in if you want. You can add a fretboard so you can see where I'm playing the notes. All these kind of things, right? And there's a tag. And here's one of the lead lines coming up. All right, so that is the sound slice that some of the folks have mentioned already. So you're going to get access to the sound slice videos that you can go ahead and see. And if you want to see the video, you want to make it bigger, it's smaller, you want to see the tabs, you can see all of that kind of stuff. And then we've got a resources section as well. When you click on there, you are going to be able to get downloads of any of the lessons that we do. So can you see how this is different from the kind of stuff to be able to do on YouTube? Because we've got the lessons organized. We've got downloads in the resources section, and then there's a couple of bonuses that come with some of these things as well. And then also, I think if a track might start playing automatically here. Let me just find that for you. But you're also going to get, I think I need to go to week 1 for the drills. There we go. Then we've got backing tracks as well. So you heard me earlier, I just played along with some backing tracks over here. So we've got backing tracks on the side as well. So in this case, it's a 1, 4, 6, 5, and C. So if you want to then go ahead and do 2 bars per chord, 1, 4, 6, 5, and C. So you're going to go... etc. So you're going to get access to all the backing tracks as well. So that's what it looks like in the challenge itself. When you join, you are obviously getting access for just $7, and it's a lifetime access. So it's not like our previous challenge where you had to go through the content in a certain amount of days. It's all going to be available for you right there. So if you want to check it out, that's at worshipguitarchallenge.com. And when you go to that URL, you're going to land on the page like this. Like this one over here. As you can see, it's a limited time offer for $7. Normally this challenge will sell for $47, but we're doing a special offer. You can join there. Just click this button and then say what you want to improve most, and then from there you can go ahead and just give us your details. Click continue. Once you sign up, it'll take you to this special page. There's a video of myself going over all the details, and then you can kind of read through what all the things are that it's going to contain. Yes, it's just $7, and then it's showing you everything that you're going to get in terms of the course, how it's going to work. You go to the checkout page, then you're going to log into the academy that I've just shown you. And as with always, if for any reason or no reason whatsoever you're not quite 100% happy with this, you're welcome just to let us know, and we've got a 100% refund. For that, I mean, it's just $7, but we want you to be totally thrilled about that. And then when you go to the next page, this is where you can sign up. You can see it's a secure order form, processed by Stripe or PayPal. And then that is how you can get access to the challenge. You're going to get access to this site over here. And then because we are doing the challenge live, the lessons will be released as we go on Monday to Friday. And if you've got any questions along the way, let me know. But we're also going to have a Facebook group for the duration of the challenge where you can go ahead and get feedback, and I'm going to be live in there answering questions. So it's going to be really great in that sense. So it's not just a curriculum that you're getting, but it's also the coaching and the live community component as well. And then we will be moving that to our forum in future, but for this particular week that we're doing it live, we're going to have a live Facebook group as well. So I think that pretty much covers everything that we are going to be doing in the challenge. Hopefully I've done a good job of explaining everything to you. We'd love to have you join us. I really enjoy doing these challenges. In fact, we are busy doing what we call a New Year, New Skills challenge for our members. This is a multi-week challenge where we've gone deeper and we've doing a lot of additional content and additional ways to improve your playing. But the best place to start is with our 7-day virtual guitar breakthrough challenge, because my goal there is to give you a breakthrough in your playing, whether that's rhythm guitar, whether that is lead guitar. And we've got Simon says he can't wait for Monday. Really looking forward to seeing you over there. And if anyone's watching the replay, we've got a link in the description talking about all of the details for the upcoming challenge. So that's it. That's what I've got for you today. I just wanted to do the special announcement to make sure that folks know about the challenge kicking off on Monday. And if anybody over here has any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'm happy to answer those. I'm just going somewhere just to check something out over here, make sure that we've covered all the details. Because at the end of the day, when you have kind of a structured environment to learn and a way that you can go back to and practice over and over, then you can make deep progress. You know, YouTube is kind of like what they call, and we love YouTube because it allows us to obviously stream year to day and reach a lot of people, and it's great for that reason. But it's kind of like mile wide, inch deep, because there's so many videos calling for your attention. You watch them. I've got a list this long on my YouTube of videos that I still want to watch that I just don't have the time for. Or if I do watch them, you know, I'm not really going deep into a topic. I'm just getting a lot of like mile wide, inch deep content. Now on the challenge, it gives us that focused time to go ahead and spend time learning, going deeper and checking out all of that. So really looking forward to that, because the whole idea there is not to try and become a virtuoso on the guitar. You know, and when I say virtuoso, you know, whether you're familiar with the term, it's just guitar players like, I would say, Derek Trucks or Mateus Osato or Tommy Emmanuel, or, you know, just those guys who, even if you have a few lifetimes, you're probably not going to become as good a player as them. And that's wonderful. It's to be celebrated. Yeah, great stuff. But most people watching our channel, and in this regard, are dads and moms and people with, you know, you got families and jobs and responsibilities. So you don't have all this time to invest in becoming a mega guitar player, or even just be able to go and study music. I had the opportunity to go and study music for 4 years, even after I was already a professional musician. So it was in my 30s when most of the guys in my class were 18 or 19. Or Mick is saying a virtuoso like himself, 100%. So we've got a lot of great Australian guitar players, Frank Gambale, Tommy Emmanuel, so Brett Garcett, you know, so there's a bunch of great players over there from down under. But the idea is to find those tiny hinges that swing the big doors, that you can just go ahead and develop some of those key techniques like we covered now over the 7 days. The voicings, the picking pattern, the strumming, making your chords sing, adding melody to that, playing lead, getting your tone dialed in and knowing how to practice, getting a curriculum around those 7 areas, and then practice plan that you can go ahead and work on those things over time. Because it's kind of like if you go to the gym once in a while, once a month or twice a month, it's probably not going to get you the growth that you want. Or if you go to a different instructor every time, it's bouncing around. So I'm trying to solve that issue where we can go ahead and kind of go deep with the critical few, the things that really matter, that makes a difference. So that's it for today, guys. I can see we've had a few folks join, so I just want to say welcome. Great to see you guys. William Stapp and a video and Simply Thriving, and of course we've had Simon saying he's joining us on Monday, so really looking forward to that. And if you guys have any questions today, I'm happy to answer a few more questions for us as well today. I'll wait for you a minute or two for you guys to go and add that in. I know we've got a delay. And then something else that's exciting is we are starting a new series. It's an 8-video series, so it'll be published over 2 months, one a week. All about triads, and I'm going to show you 5 cool things that you can do with triads, which will really help you to also learn the guitar in a better way. I'm going to show you how you can take a simple triad and you can go ahead and rearrange the notes on the guitar, remove a note from the triad, shift the whole triad around, add a note or replace a note, doing all these kind of cool things and using triads to go ahead and make a big improvement in your playing. So you can go and check that out. And then we've published a video on Tuesday, emotive lead guitar lines that lift the spirit. That has gotten a lot of great feedback. So if you guys want to learn how to kind of look at songs and the lyrics and the emotion around it and how you can better serve that with your guitar playing, feel free to go and check that out as well. And then thank you, Mick, so much for this comment. Mick is saying, hey, everyone reading this, join the Academy. Best guitar money you can spend. Thanks, Mick. That's Mick, one of our members, and he's been a member for many years. And one of Mick's other comments was he joined our lifetime option, and he said, because we keep putting out new content, he says it feels like he's stealing from us. And we are totally cool with that, because in that regard, we know that the value side and the benefit side is all on Mick's side over there, because that's what we want to do. We want to invest in worship guitarists all over the world, whether it's with our free stuff on YouTube. Like I said, if you, for whatever reason, you can't afford the $7 for the challenge, reach out. We've got sponsored tickets. We'd love to make a way for you and make that available for you. But our vision and goal is to equip worship guitarists all around the world with the skills needed so that they can go ahead and make a difference in their community and congregation. And the way that we make that difference is to create that environment that's conducive, where people that are in the service, in the congregation, that they want to go ahead and engage in worship. Because like we can just be honest, in the time that we're living in, we need God's presence, we need his touch, we need that intimate relationship with him. We need to hear his voice. We need to do as Psalm 91 says, just be found close to the Lord in that regard, because when we do that, everything else works in our lives. And if we look at the great commandment, love the Lord your God with your heart, mind, and soul, and then love your neighbor as yourself. When people engage in worship, it is an opportunity for them to minister to the Lord and to pour out their love and adoration to him. And in result, as the word says, when we move closer to the Lord or to God, he moves closer to us. So we want to be able to facilitate and create and host a presence in such a way. And if you look at even ancient times, ancient in the sense of the Old Testament, God's presence was always confined to the ark, right? And the priests, they had the ark over there. They carried the ark and they hosted the presence in that regard. But when Jesus died and rose, the veil tore from the top. And now that means the kingdom of God is within us and with us. And we have full access to that presence. But the word says we need to draw close to the Lord and he'll draw close to us. So when we can become people that can host and facilitate those moments for people to get a touch from God and opportunity for them to make that connection in a deeper way, then that's where true change and transformation happens. So that's why we host these things. So we're really looking forward to welcoming all of you guys on Monday. And then Mick is saying it's true. That's a direct quote. The value is insane. Thank you so much, Mick. And then Charles Minto, another one of our members, saying he's second what Mick says. So there you hear it, folks. It's not just from me. And you can go and check out all of our videos on our channel here. We really love helping and serving our community of guitar players all across the world. It's a joy and a privilege. And so, yeah, looks like we have no questions. So it looks like we've done a good job, hopefully, of answering and explaining everything that you might have had questions about. We'll be back again next week, Friday, at the alternate time. It's going to be 4 p.m. our time. We'll send out an email as well, so if you're on our list, you'll get a notification around that. We'll have that for the more American-friendly time zone, and then obviously the week after that, we'll be back on our Australian-friendly time zone. So with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you watched the replay, please comment replay. We always love seeing folks watching the replay. And if you happen to watch this video sometime in future, when the live challenge is already passed, we're actually going to make it available so that anybody can join the challenge at any time. So that URL within the description, you can just click there and go and join the challenge, and the videos will be available to you. If you need any support or questions, I'm going to be, myself and the team, we are not going anywhere. We've been here for 6 years, and it feels like we're just getting started. So I'm looking forward to welcoming anybody into the challenge as well. So with that, guys, much love to you. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. And then we shall see you guys next week. And for those of you doing the challenge, really looking forward to welcoming you and seeing you next week. Much love, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.